You're with the Minutemen, right?
That's right. What's the trouble here?
Some raiders have been threatening us if we didn't give them supplies. We told them to take a flying leap, now that we had the Minutemen backing us up. But they didn't seem too impressed. Said they'd be back with their friends to make an example out of us. We're not soldiers. We're hoping you can help us set up some defenses before it's too late.
What?
We stumble into a library?
We got trouble.
What's with the sudden silence?
She vanished!
I hope you were smarter than this.
Just leave!
Commonwealth justice for you.
We did it! I was afraid we were making a mistake, trying to stand up to those bastards. but
We
the
did it.
Minutemen
I
came
was
through
afraid we
for
were
us.
making
I
a
was
mistake
afraid we were
trying to
making a
stand up to those
mistake,
bastards.
trying to stand up
But
to
the
those
Minutemen came
bastards.
through for
But
us.
the Minutemen came through for us.
Excuse me.
I'm glad you're here. We've been having some trouble with raiders.
Tell me what's going on.
They showed up in force a few days ago. There were too many of them. We had to give them what they wanted. They said as long as we kept paying them tribute, they'd leave us alone. At least we know where they're hiding out. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Don't worry. I'll take care of those raiders for you.
Thanks. It will be a relief not to have to worry about them.
Bunker Hill. What it lacks in personality. Someone was expecting trouble. We're asking for it. playing hide and seek?
That it?
Threat analysis yellow. Potential perimeter breach. Remaining sweep.
Bring it, Tin Can!
Alert. Target lost. Neutralization by lethal force remains primary objective.
Getting
I don't
tired
think
yet?
we're alone.
Couldn't stay away, huh?
That's one way to get that coolant pumping. Well, ain't that a blast from the past?
What's that?
Don't underestimate
hell
us
no!
again. Think they're gone for good?
Shit's got ambush.
Not bothering anybody now.
Hey, who's there? Keep your eyes open. I think this asshole's using a stealth boy. Nothing there now. What do you think? I don't know. Jump in his shadows. Yeah, you're probably right. Gotta...
Detective Valentine. Listen, I'm sorry. You've got every right to be upset. You need to believe me when I tell you I had no idea. Operation Winter's End was my baby.
That's the last of them.
I believed in it. I still believe in it. They kept us all in the dark, me included. I got briefed this afternoon, and they laid it all out.
You'll run out
The whole thing, the plan all along. Deal with the DA, nothing Riemann to bring down the other family. It was a story for the feds. He reported directly to the BADTFL. All on the
Good.
books.
You can still run. Guess it's safe for now.
What? That little fucker.
Nice. That's it.
No sign of him now. That's what I'm worried about. Hey, let's go eat. I'm starving. You can eat when I'm damn sure we're not about to get jumped. Ah, Jesus. You always were a fucking hard ass. That's why I'm still alive, and since I gotta rely on your sorry ass to watch my back, that's why I'm trying to keep you alive too. Now shut up and get back to your patrol. Whatever you say, boss.
Detective Valentine. Nick. Listen, I'm sorry. You've got every right to be upset. But you need to believe me when I tell you I had no idea. Operation Winter's End was my baby. I believed in it. I still believe in it. They kept us all in the dark.
NEDZIL00.
This afternoon.
Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, szeroki uśmiech.
His agreement to bring down the families. His idea to record the holotapes and incriminate all known associates. And them needing a legitimate op and a real task force to make it all look like Winter was the focus. It was the plan all along, Nick. There's nothing we can do. Winter was a stoolie for the feds. He reported directly to the BADTFL, all on the books. For his cooperation, Winter will be granted total immunity. It's over. Effective immediately, Operation Winter's End is to cease all investigations and operations. The task force is hereby disbanded. We played our part, pal. Not the part we thought, but hey, it happened. Now we're just another box in the file room. Nick, listen to me. Everything that's happened with Winter, with Jenny, it's more than any one man should have to handle. You need help. Boston PD has been working with the eggheads at CIT. Some new program they have to deal with trauma. Scanning brainwaves or some such. I'll get you the info. You're going. That's an order.
Go ahead.
Hey, Valentine.
What? Oh, sorry. Just got my head full of what Dima was talking about. That's a bit of a shock. What do you think he is, really? Family?
It's hard to deny it, Nick. The similarities are pretty obvious.
I spent a long time wondering if the Institute had made any other prototypes. If I was just a failure, or they gave up, or just plain got bored. I always thought I was just more of their discarded trash. I never thought of the possibility that someone wanted me out. Helped me escape. There's got to be some kind of proof out there. What really happened between me and Dima? I'd appreciate it if we could keep an eye out.
Actually, I think I already found something inside of Dima's memories. Take a listen.
All right. Let me run this real quick. God. Dima really did help me escape the Institute? I wasn't just tossed out with the garbage. I must have still been in a haze from one of the Institute's experiments on me. Did I really attack him? Did he really knock the daylights out of me and leave me for dead? Damn it. Why can't I remember?
Take it easy, Valentine. People forget things. Especially after something traumatic, like what happened between you and Dima.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Well, I wanted proof Dima and I had history, and I got it. Now I just gotta figure out what to do. Should I give him a chance? Try to accept him as my brother? He might just be the only other prototype synth that exists.
I guess the question is, what do you want, Nick? Do you want a brother in your life?
If I did, would I want Dima to be that brother? I guess no one gets to choose their family, but when your family is built in a lab, well, things get weird.
I think you already know the answer, Nick. You don't need me to tell you.
Huh. Maybe next time we swing by Acadia, I'll try to be a little nicer to the old synth. Make up for lost time. Thanks, by the way. I wouldn't know the truth without you.
NIEDZIEL00. Lepszy Fallout 4 czy Vegas?
Ja mi się chyba 4 bardziej podoba. Vegas też jest niezły. Ciężko.
NIEDZIEL00. W Vegas brakuje mi tego budowania bazy.
No nie ma craftingu niestety.
You a Geiger counter doing cartwheels too?
So can we stop worrying about paying tribute to those raiders?
They won't be bothering you again.
Thanks. It's good to know we can count on you guys when we're in trouble.
It's astounding how much we still have to discover.
You came through for us. We won't forget what you did.
Hey.
If you need a weapon, you've come to the right place.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Great.
Yes? I'm sure I've got something you need.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Great.
Hey there.
I'm sure I have something you need.
Let's see what you got.
Here's what I've got.
Yes?
Never fear, sir. I will ensure your safety to the best of my ability. You certainly don't want to say that on the bench. I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team.
You remind me of a young... man I used to know. Never looking for trouble, but always fighting.
Yes?
Never thought I'd be an honest-to-goodness vault dweller. Huh. Guess you're our overseer.
I don't think I ever want to go up top again, Overseer.
Anybody need help with anything?
Happy to be safe in a vault, Overseer.
Yeah?
It ain't Nuka-Cola, but the soda's free.
My stomach don't feel good.
I'm trying out some new flavors today.
What? Is this damn thing rigged?
Not a bad job manning the soda fountain.
Come on, it's gotta pay out sometime.
Got it.
Okay.
I wonder how high the vault numbers go.
Glad I'm in here and not out there.
One day, Sanctuary will be a vibrant community. I've seen it.
Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime
Don't let
soon.
all that horsepower go to your head. So, Dima, look, I was hoping we could talk. I didn't want to believe you at first about us being brothers.
You don't have to apologize, Nick. I know it must have been a shock.
Yeah, well, I still don't feel proud of taking it as bad as I did. Maybe we can start over?
I'd like that. It's been good to talk to you again, Nick.
Hey, Dima.
Let's hope that Martin's refuge turns up something useful. Now, what did you need? Careful.
I should get going.
Of course.
Dima.
What can I do for you?
Tell me more about this place, Acadia.
All I want is to bring as many synths here as I can, and give them a chance to know what they really are. To embrace it. Beyond that, we just want to live in peace. I don't have any grand plans for expansion. Just existing as we are now is enough. Was there anything else?
I should get going.
Of course.
Hey, Dima.
Is there anything I can do?
I should get going.
Of course.
Dima.
Did you need something? Take your time.
I should get going.
Of course. Yes. What is it?
I'm part of a group that helps synths. The railroad.
Really? I don't understand why a group dedicated to helping synths would convince them through fear that their only option is to hide. Yes, they volunteer for the memory wipe. Yes, not knowing you're a synth makes it harder for the Institute to find you. But the cost, I know how frightening it is, the risk of capture, but sacrificing what you are, avoiding the true struggle to be accepted as our own form of life?
Thought about it like that. I'm sorry.
So am I. Your heart is in the right place, and it's unfair of me to judge, while I enjoy relative safety from so far away. Was there anything else?
Kamil Nowak. Ej, powiecie mi, jak zmniejszyć grafikę tak, aby Fallout 4 lepiej chodził, nie przecinał zi przy większej walce.
Jak włączasz grę, to masz tam ustawienia, opcje takie. Nie w czasie gry, te, które tu są, tylko przed włączeniem.
All right?
I should get going.
Of course.
I'm listening.
Dima.
Is there anything I can do?
I should get going.
Of course.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Hey, Valentine.
What do you need?
Your thoughts?
The detective's life isn't an easy one, but it rarely lacks for excitement.
That was all I had.
Sure, sure.
for you.
Jego nie trzeba było chyba strzelać.
Something out there.
Look who it is.
NIEDZIEL00. A masz już wszystko na low.
Lights out for you.
Anyone you walk away
Znaczy nie, no ja nie mam na low. Nie mam potrzeby tak niskich ustawień.
NIEDZIEL00. Ha ha ha, wiem, Jerry. Andres Ramirez. Hola, soy de México.
No cholera.
NIEDZIEL00. Hola, hola. Andres Ramirez. Hola. Andres Ramirez. Tonto pipikaka.
No spam, Iris.
Hell yeah.
I think we...
Hey.
I'm listening.
Nick.
You got time to talk now?
Is something the matter? You sound upset.
What? Oh, no. We've just been traveling for a while now, and I figured, especially after all that stuff with Dima, that you deserve to know more about me. So, there anything you want to know?
Zaraz wracam.
Anybody still in there? Nothing to say on the subject?
NIEDZIEL00. ¿Qué pasa en México?
What? Did I say something? Giving me the silent treatment, huh? love to know your thoughts on the matter. Not much for conversation today, are you?
So who are you, Nick?
That's a question I've been trying to figure out myself for a long damn time. I know I'm a synth, authentic Institute handiwork, but I'm still mechanical, not bioengineered like the fancy synths giving everyone the willies these days. I get tune-ups now instead of checkups. You remember when Dima was talking about the Institute's personality experiments? My memories. My personality. They're all lifted from some cop who volunteered for an experiment back before the war. They scanned his brain and copied it onto the hardware that runs between my ears. Don't know why they chose to make a robot based on some pre-war cop instead of a math genius or a bioengineer. But hey, maybe that's why the Institute tossed me in the garbage instead of turning me into one of their people snatchers.
Wait, the original Nick was from my time?
Sure was. Which meant when I finally ended up out here, it was quite the rude awakening. I remember waking up one day in a garbage heap, a body in tatters and a head full of memories belonging to a man who'd been dead for 200 years. Come to think of it, that was probably just after Dima and I had fought. It was a confusing couple of weeks all around. Folks didn't really know much about synths back then, so when I finally ran into people, they mostly treated me with caution rather than hostility. But the kids, they weren't afraid. I think his name was Jim. The first person to actually speak to me after I got the boot from the Institute. My first human contact in this world. Grilled me for an hour. Once they'd seen I wasn't going to hurt anyone, the other folks in the neighborhood came out to ogle the mechanical man. It eventually turned into a pretty swell soiree. Local mechanic even gave me a once-over, free of charge. Those people, they treated me like a human being. I've been trying to return the favor ever since. It's a surprisingly rare trait out here sometimes. Something I've noticed you got a fondness for. Part of the reason I've stuck around this long.
If you're good to people, they'll be good back. That's something I've always believed.
Couldn't agree more. Well, I expect you're about as bored as can be listening to me rattle my skeletons. We should probably head out. Unless you're hounding for a green suntan, I suggest we get a move on.
party. I know it's been a while, but I came across a little mystery I thought might get your circuits firing. You remember that ugly grasshopper statue on top of Faneuil Hall? Turns out it's got a note in it. A note written by the son of one Shem Droud. I don't expect that name means anything to you, but the guy was a coppersmith. Way back when folks did shit like that. Apparently, this note leads straight to the old guy's stash.
Dobra.
I don't know what's in it, but...
Dobra, ja będę troszkę później. Za chwilę.
Kamil Nowak. Mam.
I'd sure like to know if it's still there.
Okay,
I'm gonna go do a little recon on the hall. If you decide you want to get the team back together, you let me know.
NIEDZIEL00. Poszukaj modów na ultra low grafikę.
Nie gram na mody.
Romson 104. Siema NIEDZIEL00.
Siema Ronson.
I have to say, I'm surprised. I had assumed you and your followers would be more adamantly hunting for the sub's launch key.
Kamil Nowak.
I hope we haven't
I to pomoże?
too greatly. I'd hate to anger our landlord.
I believe I'll survive. But am I mistaken? Does your god not require you die in a nuclear blast? Is that not why you've taken up in the nucleus?
It's not a transaction, Dima. Adam requires nothing of us. He has granted us a chance to become something greater. To divide our weak mortal frames and bring life to millions of new worlds. We are simply accepting the opportunity his glow presents, whatever form it may take.
So if you found the launch key, you wouldn't use it?
That I don't know.
Are you afraid?
I'd be mad to say I wasn't, but we've made a home for ourselves here. Friends, a family.
A place you belong.
Exactly. The nucleus. It is a blessing of the truest order. It would be hard to leave such a gift, even if it is for another. But
NIEDZIL00. Siemka Romson Kamil, nie wiem, nie mam Fallouta 4, ale skoro na load nie, to warto sprawdzić.
I have to say, I'm surprised. I had assumed you and your followers would be more adamantly hunting for the sub's launch key.
I hope we haven't disappointed you too greatly. I'd hate to anger our landlord.
I believe I'll survive. But am I mistaken? Does your god not require you die in a nuclear blast? Is that not why you've taken up in the nucleus?
It's not a transaction, Dima. Adam requires nothing of us. He has granted us a chance to become something greater. To divide our weak mortal frames and bring
Kamil Nowak.
millions of new
Aha, a podałbyś mi linka.
We are simply accepting the opportunity his glow presents, whatever form it may take.
So if you found the launch key, you wouldn't use it?
That I don't know.
Are you afraid?
I'd be mad to say I wasn't, but we've made a home for ourselves here. Friends, a family.
A place you belong.
Exactly. The nucleus. It is a blessing of the truest order. It would be hard to leave such a gift, even if it is for another. But regardless, the key is lost. So, until Adam sees fit to return it,
NIEDZIL00.
stuck with us.
Wpisz w Google Fallout 4 Ultra Low.
So, Dima, I got a question. Why do you even call me Nick? Didn't you know me before the personality imprint?
We didn't have names inside the Institute. And after the personality experiments started, the only name you ever called yourself was Nick Valentine. If there's another name you'd prefer, I'd be happy to...
No? Oh, I like the name. When you wear something for a long time, it kind of seeps into you, you know?
Of course.
Kamil Nowak. Wpisałem i mam różne patche do pobrania i nie wiem, które.
Like they'll serve. Let me take a listen. Good to hear his voice again. Oh. Some grim material to work with. There. No pleasure in twisting the words of an old friend. But I believe Martin would understand. This tape should be sufficient to pique the High Confessor's interest in joining you in the command center. But Tectus is nothing if not wary. Earning his trust before approaching should help guarantee this all plays out more smoothly. You'll then have to dispose of the remains. Old maintenance shaft walls were never terribly well maintained. They should be able to serve your needs. Once you're done, return here and we'll send the replacement on his way. Now, are you ready to begin?
I still need some time.
Very well. When you're ready to proceed, I'll be waiting. Your preparations are complete? Are you ready to confront Tectus?
How should I earn Tectus's trust?
Prove your dedication to the family. Help when they ask. Show that the children and Tectus can rely on you. He'll be less likely to suspect one of his favorites. Now, are you ready to set this plan in motion?
I still need some time.
Very well. When you're ready to proceed, I'll be waiting.
So, you've talked to Dima. You know why we're here. I certainly hope that you'll consider helping us. Dima's vision is worth fighting for.
So, you're a synth?
I am. I hope that's not a problem for you. Dima has worked hard to create a place for us where we can be safe from those who don't accept us. He's put so much of himself into this. All his time and energy devoted to helping others. He never stops to think of himself. Sometimes I worry about... well, if I wasn't here to make sure his equipment is all functional. And that's not even mentioning maintaining the fog condensers. So many things to keep track of.
Seems like he's lucky to have you helping.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Tell me about the fog condensers?
Oh, those? Dima and I designed them when it became clear the fog was only getting worse. They're effective, but have such a limited range. Dima insisted we provide them to the people of Far Harbor, and I'm so glad we did. Without the condensers, I'm not sure they'd have anywhere left.
If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know.
Well, if you're determined to help, there is something you could do. It's likely somewhat dangerous, though, so I understand if you'd rather not. There's a boat along the coast of the island. It was transporting some hardware we needed. Storage drives. The boat never finished the trip, you see, so the drives are still out there. I could really use them here for extra parts, if nothing else. My understanding is that the boat wrecked southwest of here, so does this sound like something you could handle?
Sure thing, Faraday. I'll get the drives for you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
NIDZIL00. Więcej nie dam rady, pomoc testuj as D.
Dobra, robię chwilę przerwy, będę za jakąś godzinę. Może